No. All cosmetic gear comes from raids and dungeons, and stat gear has to be purchased.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to another episode of Server Restart In. It's your weekly World of Warcraft podcast with three opinionated players who like to get together and discuss their thoughts about the current state of the game. My name is Jim. I'm joined by Kristen.
Hello.
And Brian.
Hello.
And it is a week. I don't really know. Not quite a lot has gone on. It's a week. It's another week.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, a week of what?
It's a week of pain.
Nothing, yeah.
No,
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see.
It's a week where I did not get invited to the alpha that I don't even know if they're even doing anything right now, but you know.
No. But in related news to the new expansion, there is currently an untitled Dragonflight prequel novel that's been announced and is planned on being released November 22nd of this year, 2022.
Okay.
Which many people seem to speculate gives us an early 2023 release date for Dragonflight, since based on other releases, like Shadows Rising was released July, 4 months before Shadowlands was released. So they figure this might be like a February, March release for Dragonflight, which it's untitled. Don't know what the hell it's going to be about. Don't know if it's going to be like before they left the Dragon Isles or the calling to come back to the Dragon Isles, if it's going to deal with Rathian maybe, because there's going to be some sort of stuff in Dragonflight dealing with Rathian and the legacy of Deathwing and all that other good stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a dragon-centric expansion without dealing with everybody's dragon foo, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Dragon what?
Dragon foo.
Dragon foo.
Drag foo, I don't know.
Dragon dough?
Sure.
Because he's not really like a waifu. He's more of a husband now.
Okay. Getting into areas of stuff that I know nothing about. By choice. Let's see. Still no release date for 925. Or there is a little bit more information coming out about stuff in 925, including the fact that they're changing the way Torghast works. It'll no longer be a rotation of 2 wings in a random rotation. Yeah, they're all going to be open. All 6 wings of Torghast itself will be open all the time.
They should have had it like that forever. Anyway.
They should have, yes. And it will definitely make working on the Flawless Master Layer 16 easier to do without having to wait for rotations, because I know when we were doing 12s, it's like 1 week.
Frustrating.
It was 2 that had already been up and not the 2 that Kristen needed.
And I was so mad.
She was like,
man.
F Blizzard.
Oh, I'm always F Blizzard. That is my little thing now.
She loves F and Blizzard.
F
that's
Blizzard,
for sure.
man. F Blizzard. They're just.
But I will say that that's good that this is happening, because I've been doing Torghast and I've gotten up to layer 16 and I've been really close to doing flawless runs. I forget what gear they say is recommended for it, like 270, 272 or 278. It's like recommended for 16s. I'm like 260. Yeah, I'm like 264 though. So if I get the right powers,
brag about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
If you do something, blah, 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 blah. Go ahead, Jim.
You can't get gear if you don't play the game. Blah blah.
I mean, they should put it in the store so you can buy it.
Yeah. Let me buy my gear. No, I'm kidding. I don't really want that at all.
Yeah, that's the one thing we would prefer Blizzard not take from this podcast and implement.
Yeah.
Is a gear store.
No thanks.
Unless it's cosmetic only.
So.
And cosmetic, I'd be okay with. Shut up, Brian. Cosmetic gear would be okay.
No. All cosmetic gear comes from raids and dungeons, and then stat gear has to be purchased.
Oh God.
You are.
And you have to buy your levels too, and all your experience.
Oh God damn! Thank God you are not in charge. Damn.
All the DLC is like completely flip flopped. The entire game is just buying your way through.
But
that would be awesome.
I think that's a good improvement for that. Apparently, this is something that I missed with, I guess it was last Tuesday, with Realm restarts. They hot fixed it so that Valor and Conquest caps were removed.
Yeah, I'm actually doing callings again so I can get extra Valor too.
Whereas before, the way it worked was, there was a 6K Valor cap. I don't know what the Conquest cap was, but it was 6K for the season. So once you hit 6K, you stopped earning Valor. And Valor is what you use to level up like the Mythic Plus gear. And we had talked about it, and I kind of understood it because when you get to the point when you're getting gear at a certain level, it's already at or higher than the max that you could do. And so, like, the whole thing was to kind of jumpstart you into getting higher gear so you could start doing higher keys kind of thing. But, which, to me, kind of seems okay. I wish I would have known it before I had spent all my Valor and, just started willy-nilly upgrading stuff without realizing that, maybe I should focus on getting a piece up or wait till I get a higher piece so I can, spend less Valor to get it maybe boosted up a level kind of thing. But
you shouldn't have to, though.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to. I agree.
And now you don't.
But that's only because it's the end of the season. It's not.
I don't think that's it. I think that I don't know. I don't know if this is a end of the season, getting ready to go into 925 thing.
I think it is. I think that's why they're doing it.
Or if it's going to be a permanent thing. I don't know if they're going to just not have that. Like if they tried it out and they got a lot of negative feedback on that, and they're just going to be like, whatever, and remove it. And if they do remove the whole cap system on it, they may not allow you to upgrade it as high, because I think you can go up to like 278. I get that's like right below Mythic.
I mean, why would they not allow you to go
as high?
Yeah,
because it creates a weird dynamic between Mythic Plus and rating. Because now you're basically saying the reason I think the cap exists is because they don't want people to have to feel that they need to farm Mythic Plus to gear up to do like the raid for the raid competition.
Feel like you have to. It's not.
Well, no, you can only do so much, right? With it having a cap, it's like, okay, it's not like you're spending the entire time farming Mythic Pluses to boost all the gear that you can up so that you're at a better starting point for like Mythic rating kind of thing. It's like you have the ability to get a couple pieces. You can max your Valor out pretty quick. So it's not like it is a constant thing that you have to do. It takes away that, or at least to me, it takes away the onus of this is something I have to do for rating, because they're really supposed to be separate systems. And unfortunately, rating and Mythic Plus are both PvE systems. And so, like, the PvP gear, I think, is a little bit different. I think it has different things that are only active in PvP, maybe.
Yeah. And it increases the item level when you're in PvP.
You remember resilience?
Oh my god, yeah, resilience.
No, it doesn't increase your resilience. It was just funny because.
No, I know.
It does normalize your item level though.
Yeah, when you go into PvP, it actually acts as a higher eye level based on the gear, which whatever. I think that they should have bonuses tied to being in certain content. I think that, maybe when you're in a raid, the raid gear stats jump up a little bit, to be a little bit better because it is raid gear, and that same thing with Mythic Plus and same thing with PvP. Like they should be, they should be more beneficial to farm that content, to do that content, rather than have to go farm items in different content so that you can do better in other content.
So what you're saying is that they should work harder and give us Mythic Plus sets too. So you have that are only used. Actually,
I don't think it has to be
kind of a nice thing that they could do. Is I know everybody doesn't like templates, right? But they could put people in gear that's appropriate to that dungeon level or whatever, and then it becomes based on skill and not gear, because you've got people who are doing mythic raids, right, who are doing all the high keys because by virtue of the gear, because they have the gear, they're in a guild that can do the mythic stuff, and they have the gear, whether they're being carried or they're friends or they're that good, because there's a huge bunch of people, you know what I mean? Like there's
I get the concept of that, but I think what that does is it allows you to jump in at a higher, you basically, what I think you would do at that point is find the highest key that you can do.
Well, maybe it's a progression system where you can't just jump into 15s. You have to build up, and maybe you have to actually time them to get the next key, right? To get the next level. But you don't have to, but there's not really, there's no penalty for not. You could do them over and over again and learn them and practice them. And again, same thing with, there's different affixes. So you could learn them and you're not being penalized, but you're still learning them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it kind of, though, removes, because then you're bound to a specific template of items, that,
you could pick. I mean, they could give you items that you could pick. It could be like a, drag and drop thing where you're, okay, I'm picking this, or, oh, I'm picking this, or, oh, I'm picking this. And then you see
that gets, I don't know.
That gives a little bit of, the min-maxing flexibility for certain people, but then also gives people who don't want to min-max a template where they can be like, oh, well, this is what these world first raiders do, which is what a lot of people do anyway. They do the cookie cutter thing, or they look on, Warcraft logs and they see, oh, well, this is what they're doing on these fights, so this must be the acceptable thing to do. You know what I mean?
I think that it sounds good. I think that would turn out to be more painful than it, or just, I don't know. It removes the whole concept of being able to just fly by the seat of your pants kind of thing. It's like when you do dungeons and you get gear, you like getting gear, getting loot and all that stuff, is like triggers those centers in your brains, like when you do actually get something that's good. And then, it's like kind of like if you just put a template, like just completing the key as a reward in and of itself, because obviously the gear doesn't matter because you can just pick whatever gear, almost seems like that cuts out a lot of. I guess I am the minority in the fact that, to me, the reward is doing the thing, not the gear. You know what I mean? And I guess I am. That's not, people need that gear reward, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. It just seems that type of system is inherently in conflict with the normal MMO type thing. Like that would be okay, I think, for like the competitions, like for the MDI. I think the MDI should be like that, or like, you know,
It is, right? Like they have like templates and stuff like that. I think.
Do they?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think so. I don't know.
I would assume that I think that that's fine, and I think that that's what they should do for like the world first races for some of these things. It's like you need to qualify to compete in it, and then it's based on how fast you do it, not who the first one to do it is. Right? You know, you go in and it's like you do timed runs, and you know whoever kills, you know, the bosses first or as quick as they can, you know, regardless of whether or not, you know, they're the first one in the calendar year to do it or the fastest one to do it, because, you know, and then you could split it up into ranks and all that stuff like they do and televise it and all that stuff and then make it a sanctioned thing. And then, you know, and then you remove the whole buying gear concept out of it, and now these people just have to get good and don't have to worry about, you know, spending gold to, you know, have an edge and get it done faster kind of thing, you know. And then you kind of remove the whole selling runs. These boosting communities kind of tend to drop off because they don't need the gold to do it, you know. All that kind of stuff kind of like fixes itself, but they don't want to do that with raids for whatever fucking reason. They do it for PvP and they do it for Mythic Pluses. Why not do it for raids? Or why not set a, you know, a raid tier or whatever? I mean, I guess because you want other people to do Mythics afterwards and all that stuff, and it would never technically go away. But you could have like that competition, and then all those people could focus it, and then you could just let us normal people kind of like see who can do stuff. I don't know. Wait, what do you think, Brian?
I don't care. I mean, if I can't buy my gear, then I suck.
All right.
Oh no.
Something else that happened is the creation catalyst cooldown reduced. So now you get a charge every 4 days instead of every 7.
That's great. Now
I
I wish
finally
I
hit
could...
the point where I have to go find flux, cosmic flux, and it's annoying.
Yeah, I have to go.
What have you been spending it on?
Oh, this is on the one that I haven't collected 15,000 of it on. Yeah, so I'll be trying to produce another tier piece for my warlock, and I'm down like 600, and I'm like,
it sucks.
Well,
so
yeah. Well, depending on the piece, the cost is different per piece for creation catalyst. It's not
whatever it was. I was down 600. So
yeah, it's just like the same thing with upgrading Mythic Plus gear, like different Valor for different slots and all that stuff.
Yeah, way more accessible for sure. But it was still like I had to go find. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go find the chest, right? And the chest only give you like 20 to 50 or something like that.
Yeah.
Not that much, I don't think. And then some of the bigger rares will give you like over closer to 100, maybe 100. I don't remember.
I think you get it from certain levels of Torghast too. I
wind up farming for about, 30, 45 minutes, and I got enough and was able to do it. So, but it was one of those points I'm like, oh, this is weird because it's on an alt, right? And I'm not doing Zerth Mortis completely on my alt. I'm just going straight there, just getting some gear, just having a little fun.
Right.
And that's it. But
gear?
then like, yeah.
He said you're getting gear? Lucky.
And LFR. Gear. Like doing LFR and then trading it over to your gear.
I haven't gotten a single piece in LFR. So frustrating.
You got a piece on your warlock.
I got a neck.
That's gear.
That is not okay. I haven't
it's a small piece.
A single piece of tier gear on my warlock. I haven't gotten a single piece of gear that I could convert to tier gear. I don't have none of that. It is very
I've gotten lucky with the world boss too. I will admit. I've gotten really lucky with the world boss.
Yeah.
Well,
both my characters actually. I have 2 pieces on my warrior that I have turned that were 259 from the world boss into tier pieces.
God damn.
So
yeah, I got something from the world boss that I couldn't use because it was dumb because I had better. But no, I mean,
yeah.
Are you doing the weekly patterns or whatever? I think if you do that, that gives you like 1,200 Cosmic Flux or something like that. It gives you a good chunk when you finish it.
Oh, does it? Okay, I know I did it last
I know it gives
time.
you rep. I think it gives you Flux too.
It just
and a
takes
potential
so
piece
damn
of
long
gear.
to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It takes.
But I was holding off. Yeah, I was holding off. I think because I think I'm just doing the dailies on this guy. I haven't started like the quest line or anything like that. So just doing that and getting the rares if they're nearby and stuff when I'm playing. So that's it. But it's worked out so far. It's not too bad. It just still feels weird trying to play on an alt.
Yeah.
It always feels like you're so far behind. It's so. I hope and I wish and I hope that they make that way more accessible in the future.
Well, I know they have talked about some of that stuff, like especially in regards to the Dragonflight mechanic, about making a lot of the unlocks account wide. Like so, like you go through on your main and you get like some of like the boosts and all that stuff, making that stuff account wide. Like the only thing you would have to do on an alt is like I think the initial quest to unlock the thing, like and then you get your Drake, you pick your Drake that or your mount or whatever, Wyvern Drake, whatever the fuck different like this is what the 4 different kinds, Proto Drake, all that stuff. It's like, but after that, those things are already unlocked. Like I don't know if it's like the cosmetics or if it's the abilities. It's probably both. But I think that they're also looking into doing that for other systems as well, to where, going through and doing that stuff where it's appropriate, right? Certain things, may seem like a good idea to just have unlocked on alts automatically. But, it's like if you just make everything unlocked, it's like then there's nothing to do.
There's still plenty to do.
Yeah, you say that, but that's not necessarily the case.
Farming gear
is just one thing.
Running around Zereth Mortis. You know what I mean? There's still plenty to do. I can go in there and I just get bored. Like I can't.
Did she just say there's plenty to do and you're arguing against that?
Yeah.
She said there's
plenty to do.
She said there's plenty to do and she's bored.
I said I get bored in Zereth Mortis. Like there's plenty to do. I have a lot of stuff that I can do there. It's just I get bored doing it. Like it's not fun.
Right.
To do.
Well, and
there's
I think
plenty of stuff to do. It's just not fun stuff to do. It's stuff that I have to
I
do.
absolutely agree. Unfortunately, like I won't lie. I said this last year too, but I'm stoked for classic Lich King just because one, something different coming up. Yeah, break, and then 2, like walking into the Howling Fjord. Oh my goodness! Just give me that music and put me on a paladin or something.
Just go sit in Grizzly Hills.
I love the Grizzly Hills music. I just wish that I had all of my cool druid skins on that. You know what I mean? Like I miss all my cool. I've worked hard on these skins. And
you mean on like the classic stuff?
Yeah.
But they don't even exist.
I don't care
in the timeline.
I don't care.
Would be really cool if they could actually enable the game in a way like that, right?
Yeah. So you could have your
where you just see steroid bears like fighting the Lich King.
Yes.
And body slamming them.
Yes.
Think about it. What if they just did a straight up like this is the end of the patch, season 4. We're gonna go through time walking until the next expansion comes out, and so like. You got everything except a portal into these newer areas. And you go back through and raid and run the dungeons and stuff. That would be beyond, I'm saying beyond the time walking experience they give right now, right?
Almost like a straight up time thing where you could go through all the questline stuff.
Where almost the whole world completely reverts back, except for the thing, you still have all your things and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe that's too far fetched, but wow.
It feels like that would be hard to do to make it compelling content because some of the stuff is just like way too overpowered. Even if you scaled it down, it's just like...
Well, as much as they've standardized everything, like, who cares? Whatever. Like, even if it's just engaging content enough where the boss stays up for a minute or two, then cool, whatever. Like, have people just mow it over and have a little fun. It's something different.
I wonder what the pre-expansion event is going to be. Right?
Dragons everywhere!
Is it going to be us fighting dragons, or is it going to be an invasion of half giants? Because isn't that like the main enemy force on the Dragon Isles is the half giants? You know,
is it?
Yeah, the Yoder or whatever.
I was about to say, like, we don't even know who the antagonist is, the primary antagonist, that is, like, yet either. So to have anything relative to it, like, would be
we do know that
throwing us into a context we don't fully understand yet.
But it's on Azeroth, so that's okay.
That's okay, yeah.
But I have a feeling that it's... I know that there's the Yoder stuff. Right? Maybe that's not what they're called, but it's like the half-giant races that are there. You know, there's the Centaur clans there, but that seems like they're kind of a neutral faction that we befriend kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah, it will be interesting to see kind of what it is, because I wonder if it's just going to end up being like some more Old God or Void shit showing up, because Azeroth is like healing and awakening, and they're going to try to like corrupt it again. I mean, because it is getting set up for the light versus the dark shit, because the Il'gynoth, Brian.
What if Azeroth is the big bad, and like Azeroth wakes up and just tries to like shake us off like fleas, you know, just
boring. What? Make it like Azeroth wakes up and like she's completely untouchable, right? And like just almost doesn't even know we exist. She has no idea that we are some chosen bullshit ones that saved her life.
That we're her champion.
Oh, yeah. She only knows about him. That's it. Magni.
No, what's going to happen is the sword is a Horcrux, and Sargeras is going to come back.
Yeah, right.
It's a phylactery.
Oh, God.
It sucks because I really wish we could just say, 5 years after the events of Shadowlands, and then like the world has slightly evolved a little bit, and then that sword just has tons of like greenery and
that would require Silphus to have greenery and shit too.
Yes, but the way it was, the blood of Azeroth that's spilling out, like
should have, promoted growth, especially since we depowered the sword. Yeah.
So I don't know. It would be kind of cool to have stuff like that, just to see things evolve a little bit more.
I wonder if Xylatash or whatever is going to show back up. You know, the priest.
Yeah. I bet you this is the segue into all that garbage. This expansion will be the segue into that.
Well, I mean,
what else could be possibly next? Like, it's got to be something shadow related, right?
Yeah, I mean, we did.
Yeah.
So I found a video called "WoW's Stupidest Dragon," and it's all about Rathian.
Oh.
And it goes through the story, you know, like, and it's calling out the fact that most of his story in Cataclysm was you had to do as a rogue, because it was all tied to the legendary stuff, the legendary daggers. And then
have those legendary daggers.
Yeah, and you do this
on my rogue.
Well, you do the initial storyline with the Black Dragon Egg and Rheastraza or whatever, where and Deathwing kills her, and the red dragons secret the egg away, and then it gets stolen, and as a rogue you track it down, and it's the Raven.
I have their rep. Hold on, I can't.
Ravenholt.
Yeah, that's it.
And you go there, and he hatched, and that's when you help him kill all the corrupted black dragons, and kill Deathwing to get the stuff to make the daggers, and that's all rogue related. And then after Cataclysm was Mists, and then you run into him at the tavern in the Mists or whatever, and you do the cloak quest and all that stuff, and then the Lei Shen heart and all that stuff, but all that stuff's been taken out, so all that story part's gone, but they talk about how he basically was trying to force one side to win so that there could be a unified front against the Legion invasion that he foresaw in the future, which didn't come for 2 expansions. And then what was after Mists? Wad. And then they talk about how all that story about him trying to get Garrosh free so that he could go to alternate Draenor, make the Iron Horde, come back here and beat everybody and make one big faction, but that didn't go according to plan because, reasons. But all that stuff was told in the book, and just like all like the story about most Arathian's past is all in stuff that either you can't do unless you do it in a certain class, or it's been taken out of the game, or or it's in a book and all that stuff. And then he just kind of showed up and helped us with N'Zoth, and it's and they likened it to like kind of like a soft reboot because they changed the model, and it's just kind of, but he still was trying to do all that stuff, and he was nowhere around during Legion. You know what I mean? Like, he was trying...
Probably off looking for the dragons.
Well, there was that stuff in Alpha where he was there, but they replaced him with the Tauren, the High Mountain Tauren that was the other dragon. It was like the oldest non-corrupt black dragon.
Oh, Ebonhoof.
Horn?
Horn, that's it.
I don't even think that was his... Yeah. But that guy that was like the counselor or whatever to all the chieftains of High Mountain. But, it's just like there's a lot there, and it's like he didn't help in Legion, and he wasn't alive during like the first Legion invasion, so he didn't realize that the Alliance and the Horde worked together separately without having to be under one faction, and did defeat the Legion. So like his whole concept of having to merge everybody together into one faction to defeat the Legion was unnecessary. And so like he just made all these like stupid mistakes and blunders and stuff like that, thinking he knew what the fuck he was doing and didn't know jack shit.
Well, he's young.
Yeah. But so I don't know, it'll be interesting to see where he plays into things, It's just like I'm interested in the story for Dragonflight. I think that it's gonna be fun. I hope. It's hard to say.
I mean, it's dragons, so I am automatically interested.
Dragons.
I love dragons so much. I love them, love them, love them.
I won't lie. Ever since I've seen the Reddit post of somebody comparing the flying in Guild Wars 2 to the Dragonflight stuff.
Yeah.
You want to play Guild Wars 2?
I mean, no, but I like completely.
Oh, sure, I get it.
Was enamored in how like immersive it was. It's just in a little GIF that they shared.
It's fun because there's a reason for mounts in Guild Wars 2.
That I think is something that Guild Wars 2 did phenomenal. Was the mount system.
Yeah.
Because each mount has a special ability. Long jump, high jump, speed,
flying,
gliding, flying. I think gliding turns into flying, right? When you level it up. Is that what it is? I think you could like jump and glide off of things or whatever. And then like you can... It doesn't matter. There's like a teleport one. And like they all allow you to access different areas that they built into the game and all that stuff. And it's great. It feels like, part of the story as you unlock all this stuff. There's the skimmer, which which like hovers over the water and kind of like levitates a little bit so you can get out to things, which you can also level up to go underwater and do stuff underwater with it because they have underwater combat anyway. Then they added in the current one, like the Dragon Turtle mount, which is basically like a tank.
Siege turtle,
yeah. Dragon Turtles are wow. It's a turtle that's got like a bunch of arcane like weaponry on it, and you can pilot, and then somebody can jump in the back and like fire the cannons and shit. Yeah, and it hovers.
Cool.
I watched the video. Some guy's like, "I'm gonna go kill bots," and he would find these guys that were scripting, and he would just stand over them, and like the script would then engage with the turtle, and they would jump into the mount. So he could take them up places and dismount and drop them and kill them, or he could take them into other zones and stuff like that. He did a public execution in Lion's Arch.
No,
He got a bunch from there and they just dropped them off. Yeah, it was funny. Botting's bad.
Me.
Yeah.
But
But what was I gonna say? Oh, our raid, we downed Anduin. We did 2 new bosses.
And then
We did.
Rygalon,
And then
right?
Rygalon, yeah.
that
So-
was
Wigalon?
exciting.
Rigalon,
Right.
Rigaloff.
That was a fun fight.
Rye
I
bread.
like that fight.
Rybread.
Rye
Okay.
bread.
Too many caraway.
More like Rongalon.
Rygalon, Rygalon.
Left Galon.
Let me tell you, that one was a hard one for me because positioning is one of the banes of my existence is positioning. I am terrible at positioning.
Well,
And I just kept getting knocked off or I wasn't in the right place. And yeah, that one was hard for me.
yeah. Let me tell you something about making a fucking mistake. So in that fight, he summons these quasars
This was
that you have to
funny.
kill before they hit him, because if they hit him, they buff him and he just wipes you. And we're just going around, blah, blah, blah. We're doing good. This is looking like a good pull, like we
Yeah.
might kill it.
Yeah.
And what did Jim do? But Jim hit Abomination Limb while he was tanking. And what does Abomination Limb do?
Pulls
Just starts
them
pulling
all
shit in.
in.
Pulled one in and just wiped everything. And I just
Yeah.
I hit it and just went, fuck.
Yeah, it was. I thought that would have been the kill.
It would have been
It
had
would
I
have
not
been
done
the
that.
kill, had you not done that.
And then we proceeded to wipe and then kill it. But it was just like, I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
That was so
That was
funny.
awesome, though. At the
That
very
was
last
funny.
pull
The
there,
very
last
last
minute,
pull.
we got it. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it was a good night. You know, it was, we got 2 new bosses down. You know, we're gonna do some.
Got 2 bosses left.
Yeah, we're gonna work on Dreadlords, which I think is gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But we'll do some work on that before I think we reset and get some kills down. For the Great
You're
Vault.
gonna shit your pants whenever we clear it.
If we clear it,
If we clear
tomorrow-
it, let me tell you, it is still hard in LFR. So if we clear it tomorrow, I will be very surprised.
it's gonna take a
It's
while.
funny because I ran it once in LFR and I don't remember it because
It was terrible.
it was a steamroll. Like it was a steamroll. It was
Really?
like, we didn't,
You
yeah,
got
we didn't
lucky
wipe
then.
it
You
all.
got really lucky.
Most-
When do you
most
Well,
of
same
do
with
it?
Anduin. Like I didn't get a chance to play Anduin. I've only done it once in LFR and it was a steamroll. So like,
When do you do it?
well, I've only done it once. That's what I'm saying.
That's
so
what
I
I
got
mean, but
extremely
when-
lucky and never tried again.
When do you do like LFR? Like what part of the week? Do you do it at the beginning? Because typically
Oh,
what
I don't
I
know.
have found is that if you do it on Tuesday or Wednesday, your chances of doing it go up dramatically because
all the like good raiders.
all
and
the
stuff
good
like that.
raiders are doing, I mean, less so now because they are getting tier gear from the other things. Definitely at the beginning, most of them were because they were trying to get tier, and tier is tier no matter what version it is, it's still going to give you those benefits. So, more people were doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a good night. We did a lot of work. It was it was work, because Anduin has been a sticking point, but just kind of getting the rhythm down, and we were slowly making progress. We're getting used to the ads that he summons that you got to CC and all that stuff. Getting used to doing that, and just overall, it wasn't bad, And then Rygalon's a fairly easy fight compared to Anduin. It is a lot of movement. It is a lot of positioning.
Yeah.
But the concept of it is very simple.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
far like there is some timing stuff like where you have to, make
and
sure you
people
don't
running into the
kill
same
the orb.
things.
Yeah, it
That
just
was hard.
it just takes a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
But and it's like we did it, and we're gonna move on, and hopefully we'll get the stuff done before season 4. Which actually, season 4 doesn't start when 925 comes out anyway. It comes out later, so I mean that's fine regardless. But it's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a fun raid tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
All right, start drinking. Start drinking now.
Mm-mm.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to.
Diablo Immortal.
Yeah. That is
They
the.
announced,
Yeah, I'm
did
pretty
they announce
registered
the
for
date?
it. Is it June? Yeah, I thought. Did they announce a date for it?
Didn't they? I don't know. Maybe they didn't. Maybe I was dreaming.
I know it's
don't know.
entering open beta on PC.
June 2nd. It's releasing June 2nd.
Oh God, and they're only okay. I guess open beta now.
So
that doesn't make any sense. Like 2 weeks of beta, whatever. Okay.
yeah. So 3 weeks from this past Thursday. Yep. So that's awesome.
It'll be neat to see.
Something else to do. Something else to
Wait,
do.
what is
Especially on the
it?
phone.
Diablo?
The
Pooping
mobile
Diablo?
game.
Oh,
But you can play this one on PC.
You all have mobile. You all
You'll
have phones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, you need phone for the ArcLight Rumble. They don't have a PC version for that. But
what is Arc? I forgot it already. Like, what is Arc? What is ArcLight?
All right. Well.
Wow.
All right,
okay.
guys. All right.
Wow.
All right. Well,
Gotta be the fastest forgetting of a Blizzard game.
you forgot about it like 2 days after it came out, and we
That's
recorded.
true.
You guys were like,
was a record.
"What? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was a thing."
That was a thing.
All right.
Sorry.
Well,
I'm not sorry
Yeah.
at all. F Blizzard.
sorry, not sorry. Thanks everybody for
Yeah.
for listening. You can check us out at facebook.com/server restart in. Shoot a tweet at server_restart, and you can catch us following week for the next episode. Kristen's laughing, and I don't know why, but thanks again, and bye.
Bye.
Bye.